Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
There. Okay, here we go. No, hold on. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, we got it.
Welcome to the Big Boneyard. Enter at your own risk.
Take it.
Decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Man, uh, I think we made it. I,
Yeah.
I think we made it, man. So everybody watching tonight, thank you for joining us here at the Big Boneyard. And damn, it's been one hell of a week. I know we talk about this all the time, but you know how we coming in. But hey, in our defense, daylight savings time kind of fucked us over a little something. You know, it like I don't know where we were springing forward or falling back, but you know, between that Daytona and other stuff, hey, but we here. We still on yesterday's time. Wait, what if we sprang forward, right? Is that what we spring
Bring
forward?
forward.
Yeah. All right. So we lost the hour. We lost the hour. Okay. So
Yeah.
technically we're right about time. Shit, we might be early. We don't know. But hey, man. So
Yep.
so I'll tell you what. So I know, and we were looking at folks. Hey, by the way, all y'all folks, a bunch of folks already joined us before we even got popping here, and we appreciate it. We see Austin, Heather, of course. You know, our favoriteest moderator, Miss Lenora Sanders. And I hope you're still celebrating your birthday, ma'am. You know, because it's still it's still the birthday month technically. I think there's like a rule. It's in the Constitution or something like that. But but yeah, man. Hey, even though I know the answer to this question, but because I seen Brat, she said something about it. Hold on, what did Brat say? Brat said, just to get it started. Hold on, Brat was okay. Brat said, what did Brat say? Brat said, I just want to ask Bones and Bishop if they went to the beach. If yes, did they take did they take any sand? Pretty such there was good sand available to take. Yeah, there was all kinds of sand, but I don't think that we were actually. Oh, wait a minute, she means something different. I just realized that was she talking about
Hmm.
sand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Was she
She
talking
talking
about
about the
something
last show. Remember when I was talking about don't take sand to the beach?
else?
Yeah, that's what she talking about.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, Heather. All right, I see you. But yo, yeah, we was in Daytona, and matter of fact, we circumnavigated the damn state because we didn't just stay in Daytona. We was all over the place. Matter of fact, I checked the I did that zeroed out the odometer for the trip thing, and so we did this weekend close to 1,000 miles just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like that was just that, not including all the back and forth to Tallahassee over the past couple of weeks, but that's a whole other thing. But let's just say hey to everybody. Let me see. We got Heather, Miss Sanders, Sarcastic is up in the house. Doggone, yes, folks already joining us here, so that's all kinds of good. But so in general, man, how was your weekend? I mean, I was there. I know But you didn't say, man, it's great, man, it's horrible, it's this, that, another thing. How was your weekend?
No, it was all right. It was all right. I mean, we had to move around a little bit. You know, had to uh, had to go up north and um, pay our respects and put a brother to rest the right way, and then we had
Yeah.
to move around after then. So I mean, so it was kind of a bittersweet weekend. You know, what I mean, it was good to see all my people out there, but just wish it wasn't on that occasion. But
Yeah.
like I said, we made it through.
No, I hear you, man. And when I go to funerals like that and I see so many people, it's a great thing. I think stuff like that is great for the families to know that that brother was loved profusely, and also that he had an effect on people's lives. So that was a part of it. Our weekend was just legit real busy. So Daytona was a trip, a lot of miles, but we got a lot of stuff done. Because most folks look at Daytona or bike events like that, they look at that like, hey, this is a party, party, party. For us, yeah, you try to squeeze in some good time, but yeah, it can be a little bit business in there too. It's like, so for for people in motorcycle clubs, events like that, sometimes you go, oh, damn, Daytona's coming. Whereas, regular civilians like, yay, Daytona's coming. It's like the
Hmm.
guy who's working, what's that thing with the leprechauns? What's that holiday with the leprechauns? St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, if you worked in an Irish pub on St. Patrick's Day, you don't really get excited about St. Patrick's Day because your ass gonna be working. It's like you might get
Mm.
excited about something where you ain't working and you can go and just be regular Joe Blow. But anyway, so there's that. But like I said, I'm gonna go back to daylight savings time because I've been hearing all kinds of reasons as to why it is that daylight savings time actually exists. I heard like because of the farmers, they needed an extra hour because of the time of the year or something like that. So I don't know the whole story for sure behind daylight savings time, but they need to stop playing with the clock. On the bike, I don't even change the time on the clock. I just wait 6 months and it'll be right again. That's just me. But anyway,
Yeah, the only thing it's doing messing up my sleep. Got my time clock off. You know when you're used to waking up at a certain time every morning.
Yep. Every
So you
day,
can. I mean,
1 o'clock, crack
if
at
you
1
do it
p.m.
as much, you automatically wake up, and it's usually right around 5 minutes before that alarm goes off.
Yeah.
And then this morning I got up and looked, and I'm like, hold on, I ain't never slept this late. Looked, I'm like, daylight savings time. Okay, so I actually got
Oh
up on
yeah,
time,
yeah.
but it was
Shit. I think that
yeah.
I think I'm prejudiced against alarm clocks. Like if they had an organization that hates alarm clocks, I would be like the KKK founder of whatever that club is or whatever that organization is, because yeah, I got problems. But I do get up every day at the crack of 1 p.m. diligently, going to catch any worms or whatever it is that them folks be saying. But anyway, I'll tell you what, man. So tonight we're going to talk. Well, oh, you know what? Let me roll it back. I got to share this with y'all. We've been talking about this. Archbishop and I have been, plotting and planning and trying to figure out what, if anything, we can do to. And this is on a big scale. This is in regard to this HB 837 that we've been talking about. We're in Florida, and we've been talking about how there's this new legislation, which is to, in short terms, put all the control of everything related to insurance in the hands of the insurance companies, meaning they decide what, if anything, they want to pay. As far as claims, somebody hits you, maybe they want to pay you, maybe they don't. If they don't want to, they don't have to, and I can go on and on and on about it. But it's real screwed up. And this is one of those rare occasions where every Republican I know, every Democrat I know, and everybody in between is all saying, man, this is messed up. But the governor needs to get him some money to get to the White House. So he's, selling the state out to the damn insurance companies in order to do it. So we've been back and forth. Like we're involved, of course, we're members of our COC. We're actually officers in the cabinet for the COC. We're heavily involved in ABATE and a whole lot of other stuff. Of course, we're in our individual organization as well. And so as bikers, as Americans, we're both vets. We actually give a fuck, right? So over the past 2 weeks, I've been back and forth to Tallahassee like it's next door, and it's not. For those of y'all that know Florida, Tallahassee's at the top of the state, and we're way down here, like past, farther south than Orlando. So that's a big old ride, right? It's like
the CMFF.
yeah, Central motherfucking Florida, CMFF. But so we got like, was it like 5.5 hours, give or take, how many times you stop again. This on motorcycles too, right? So we're back and forth. And guess what we get to do this week? Go back. Apparently, I pissed off the what do they call it? The Senate majority leader.
Senate majority leader.
Yeah, he don't love me no more. If you check out the Big Boneyard Facebook page, I'm gonna post the video of when he went to call in boys on me. He got a little upset with something I said, and they almost threw my black ass in jail. But hey, I'm all right. But anyway, so we're definitely going to be doing that. If you want to know more about that stuff or help get involved or do something to participate in the effort of fighting this HB 837, if you're in Florida or anywhere else, get at us. We want as many folks as possible to help fight this thing. So yeah, aside for being, a bunch of dirty ass bikers, we're actually pretty decent Americans, I guess. We're pretty good about being Americans. So there's that. But tonight's show. AB, let me ask you, you want to go back to Tallahassee again? I know we really just got back from yesterday, but what you think? You want to go back? Want to go back?
Yeah, I may have to. Yeah, I may have to. Yeah, that's kind of getting to the point that you don't want to miss it. It's
the only black guy that they hate.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's when we was talking about it last week, and we was talking about the different aspects that was going along with this whole insurance bill.
Yeah.
But also letting people know that this is a precursor as to what's to come, because like I said, at that point it had already passed the House, and then it went to the Senate, and of course it went through the Senate. Of course, this is a Republican state, it's going to go through, but this is what these other states are looking at. So if it passes, here, then Texas, Mississippi, hell, Mississippi already got something now where they trying to bring the Jim Crow laws back. That's some bullshit. That's something else that we're gonna need to talk about here. Not today, but we're gonna talk about it. Because that's some bullshit too, and that people in Mississippi gonna have to wise up and look at these bills. You're gonna have to start paying attention to what's really going on around you. A lot of people don't they don't watch the news, or when they do watch the news, they were like, oh, they ain't really talking about nothing, just that and the third. And a lot of times that they're not, but you need to get involved with the local government. Starting from the city council going up. You need to get involved in this stuff, because the stuff that's being slipped through that you don't understand what's going through, and by the time you realize it, bam, it's already in full effect, and ain't nothing you can do about it at that time.
Yeah. When you told me about what they were doing in Mississippi, and you said they're trying to reinstitute Jim Crow in Mississippi, no kidding, I thought I heard you wrong. I'm like, that can't be. I think what you meant to say was you said you must have meant something about abortion. No, you meant what the hell you said. And so I took a look, and I was like, oh man, I never wanted somebody to be so wrong. And you was dead ass right. But the other thing is, you're absolutely right. A lot of these states like Texas and a number of these other states, especially Republican states, they're looking at Ron DeSantis because he's got away with so much crazy shit that they're looking at Florida as, what are they doing? And if Florida can do it, then damn it, maybe we should do it too. And that's exactly what's happening. So this insurance thing, this HB 837, it's the craziest shit that they're actually doing. They're literally actually doing it, And I'll be honest, when they came up with the don't say gay and all like that, and I had to check myself. I'm not gay. I ain't with that gay shit. I was like, yeah, it's messed up, but it didn't really get me all riled up. I thought it was messed up. But here's how that works. And this is a famous saying. The guy said, "Oh, they came for the gays and nobody said nothing, so they did away with the gays. Then they came for the Jews and nobody said nothing, and so they did away with the Jews. Then they came for the blacks and didn't nobody say nothing, so they did away with the blacks. Then they came for me. Won't nobody left to say nothing." Like, wow, so it's sort of the same kind of a thing. But with HB 837, they're coming at everybody. It don't matter your politics, your race, your nothing. If you're in Florida, they're gonna get you. But okay, I'll say real quick. State Farm. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna shut the hell up about this. State Farm made 22 last year, $22 billion in Florida. Billion with a B. That's how much money they made. Well, they paid out and all the claims and everything that they have, because people get in car accidents, a slip and fall, somebody gets sick, somebody abuses somebody in nursing home, whatever kind of claim it was. They paid out because they tell you they pay out these claims, and that's what the fraudulent claims, and that's why the insurance rates are so high in Florida. Well, they paid out almost 5% of all the money that they brought in. They paid out almost 5%. Man, they must be hurting. Paying out 5% of $23 billion. Man, fuck out of here. Come on now. And now we're gonna give them even more. Anyway, don't get me started, y'all, because we get on that because me and Archbishop will in fact go down the whole entire rabbit hole on this subject. But I'll tell you what,
because Florida got the highest damn insurance you ever want to see.
Oh yeah. By far.
When I came to Florida, if I would have known prior to me giving my license up that I had to pay this insurances down here, I'd have kept my shit in Ohio and just had somebody just pick up my damn sticker and mail it down the road. Because it is ridiculous. Because the amount that I pay for my truck and my bike in Ohio was far less. Like $130 less.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Everything here is high. Everything here in Florida is high. Yeah. You rent a 1-bedroom apartment in Florida, it's gonna cost you, $1,200 and above for a 1-bedroom apartment, like 900 square feet. About as
not a nice one either. It ain't gonna be nice.
No, it ain't. Yeah, hell yeah, because the roaches gonna meet you at the door for $9.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? $1,200, roaches gonna meet you at the door. You know what I mean? If you go less than that, then they got concierge service. But they got yep. Where the roaches meet you on the sidewalk and help bring your shit in.
Look, I'm not trying to put your business in the street, but I would hate to have to pay what you're paying because you got a nice spot. That'll if your place was in a different state, dude, you'd be all right. But I know your shit is a pretty penny because it's nice, because mine is,
I'm gonna tell you, this house here, granted, it's a nice house.
Yes.
My house in Ohio that I own is way bigger than this house here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this house here, I pay roughly $1,700 a month for this house here. Yeah. Now, my house in Ohio is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, full basement, yard, 2-story, with my house payment, with my taxes and my insurance all bundled up. It's $445 damn dollars.
What?
A month. $445 damn dollars a month. And I come to Florida and I'm paying 3 times that in rent.
Without blinking an eye.
Without blinking an eye.
But you know what? So I used to live in Nashville a lot of years ago, and the house in Nashville, it was fly as all get. Oh, by the way, for those folks in Florida, Archbishop just said something that you might not understand. He said basement. Basement is something that is, if you go into your house, there's some stairs or something where you can go downstairs in your own house, and it'd be a whole other part of the house that's built in the ground. See, in Florida, there's no such thing because you dig 10 feet, you're gonna hit water. So ain't no basements in Florida. Right. But no, when I lived in Nashville, great house, The basement, we turned the basement into a rec room with pool table and the whole thing, Olympic-sized swimming pool, the whole freaking nine. And I say we because it was me and my homeboy Curtis. He was buying the house. I'm like, well, hey, I'll help you and I'll rent there because I didn't know how long it was going to be in Tennessee. Anyway, the whole house mortgage, or his whole mortgage was $775 a month. And this place was 4 bedrooms, the basement, Olympic-sized swimming pool. It didn't have a garage, but it had a really big, like a 4-car carport, because that's like a thing in Tennessee. I mean, nice as shit, $775. I'm like, you put that same house, shit, where either of us live now, shit, that mortgage is going to be $3,500 a month without blinking an eye for that same shit, without blinking an eye. But yeah, we went down the damn rabbit hole, didn't we? All right. Hey, so tonight's show, here's what we're going to talk about. And so of course we were in Daytona and some of every damn place else this weekend, and it struck either of us. A few people had these conversations. Somebody actually asked me, well, why do you do that? And I'm like, why what? Well, every time you back and forth, you back the motorcycle, you back in. But there's a certain 1%er club that was at the hotel on Saturday. They backed their motor, and they were from a different. They were from Alabama and Tennessee, and every one of them backed the motorcycles in. I backed my motorcycle in, but there was, of course, lots of civilians that was there, and they just pulled in. They just threw the bike wherever they put it. Why do you do that? I'm like, do what? Back the bike in. Okay, well, that's something that we do, and here's why. It wasn't like a big old secret. So they're like, oh wow, that's super interesting. Never would have known to ask a question like that. So of course, I told him, I said, if you really want to understand this shit, make sure you watch the Big Boneyard and come on Sunday and da 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 da. But so yeah, and then over the course of the weekend, somebody asked another question that is just shit that we do that seems incredibly odd, or possibly even weird to somebody who's untrained or unfamiliar with being a legit biker, right? So we figured tonight the way, let me see how to say. I said, hey, so have you ever seen a bunch of bikers like in a club, and it seems that everybody in that club is on a Harley? Or what about those guys on the sport bikes, like the Ninjas, Crotch Rockets, or whatever, so there's that. And how come they always pull the bike in backwards? What's that all about? And so the question is this odd? Is this an odd habit, or is there something more to it? So there's something more to it. So if you want to find out, that's what we're doing here tonight. We're going to talk about some of that oddness. So, and if you're watching and you got some questions about any of that stuff, or, something that's just been vexing you for the longest time, if we can talk about it, we'll talk about it. If it ain't none of your business, I'll say politely, ain't none of your business. Or probably not politely, because, y'all know I don't know how to act all the time. But nonetheless, so first thing, then there's a few different reasons. We're going to share our individual opinions about it. But Archbishop, why in the hell do you back your motorcycle in? Everywhere you go, you got to back your Harley in. And that's a whole other thing. You got to back your motorcycle up backwards instead of just pulling right in. Wouldn't that be more convenient?
Well, yeah, you would think it'd be more convenient, yeah, but it's convenient coming in, not convenient going out. I mean, because think about it. If you, unless you got a trike that goes in reverse, you're going to be backing up. So it's better to back in, as in, as to, if you can just pull right out as opposed to backing up and going. Now, I also apply that even with my car. I back in. I don't just pull in. I back in so that way I can pull out. But in some, there's a couple other different reasons why I do it that way. Another reason why a lot of them do it is to keep, because like now the cops just drive by, they just drive by and they got their cameras on the side and they can scan your license plates as you go through.
Yep.
So that keeps them from doing that. Makes them have to get their fat asses out the car and actually walk around and look at it.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it.
And then some of them cats are scared too, because like when they see them bikes and the people that they belong to, they don't want to get out of the car. I know, cops are brave and all like that, but look, I'm just, we keeping it 100. I've seen
right. So that this is
many a scared.
This the one just coasting down the street. He got his, he ain't trying to get out. He ain't trying to run after shit. And he hope that if he do get called, if somebody just run down the street, he can just run their ass over so he don't got to get out the car. So I back it in to keep them from scanning the license plates.
Yeah.
Another thing is that like going to like a clubhouse or something like that, it's disrespectful to pull right in.
Yep.
It's disrespectful to face the house.
Yep.
So you back in.
Right.
You know, so those are mine. Those are my 3-4 different reasons as to why I do it.
Oh yeah, and you hit like every one of them, and that's absolutely the thing. Like with me, it's at a hotel that ain't a clubhouse, but I'm in Daytona. I got a certain amount of business that I need to attend to, and if I gotta go, I gotta go. And sometimes, as silly as it seems, but them extra 30 seconds that it takes to do the 3-point turnaround and all like this. That might be 30 seconds that me or somebody else cannot afford. When it's time to go, I got to go. Plus, it puts you in a proper mindset. Every time you do that, it reminds you who you are. It reminds you, let me get ready. Another thing, this came up. Okay, so the type of bike. Now, I said a little earlier, when you're backing up your bike, in my head, of course, I'm thinking about your Harley. And like I think you've got a couple of different bikes. I've got a couple of different bikes. But why is it that some clubs you see only on a Harley or American bike, and some clubs you see only on a sport bike, and then you see some others that they riding anything with wheels on it, 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, no wheels, right? And they be in a club. So what's that all about?
Well, each club is has their own standards. You know what I mean? Some you got to be on an American made bike, and about the biggest American made bike is Harley. And that's what they use for a lot of times. But you also got to think nowadays, like Harley is an American made is an American bike, but a lot of the parts is being made in China.
Right.
So does that really constitute as an American-made bike?
You just made a bunch of folks mad by telling the truth. Don't nobody want to hear that truth.
Yeah, I mean it's true. And then you have then you got Indian, of course. You know what I mean, and they were gone for a while, and now they didn't just pop back up on the scene here for the past couple of years, and they actually making some pretty nice looking bikes. Victory had some pretty nice looking bikes. So it kind of goes around. Like I've never been a Crotch Rocket fan.
Yeah.
Probably the reason why is because if I'm riding more than across town, and maybe a couple miles down the road, and I'm old and my back hurt, and I ain't trying to be leaned over no damn bike like that. And they got that one little peg, that one little shifter on the side, and I like to sit back, look at, because I gotta look, I'm not trying to be right. I'm not this, I gotta sit back where I can look at stuff, I may pass a Mike Q going by. I'm sitting like this, I missed it. I want to be able to see what's around me, and I already know I'm not no little dude, so sitting on this. Now the little Crotch Rockets, that's like my son got a Crotch Rocket and he loves them.
Yeah.
But he about this damn big. So it don't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's small frame, he can fit on a Crotch Rocket, and and he's fine. Me on the other hand, I'm 260 damn pounds. I'm not sitting on no damn Crotch Rocket to do nothing. Got me nothing. So, but like I said though, but you got a lot of clubs though. A lot of clubs got street bikes simply because number one, street bikes is a whole lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
You can get you a nice Gixxer or a Boost or something. You know what I mean? You can get a nice one. 3,000-4,000, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You buy a Harley for 3,000-4,000. That bitch hot, or it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah,
1, 2. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of them. You get what you pay for type situations when you're dealing with bigger bikes. You get what you pay for. You pay cheap, you're gonna be sitting on the side of the damn road, guaranteed.
No, true.
Now, you can get on one of those little Jap bikes and whatever, and you can and you can cruise around forever. You know what I mean? Go back and forth, but you ain't gonna take no long trip on no damn crotch rocket. And if you do, and if somebody on here that's listening right now and took a long trip on that crotch rocket, hit the comment and tell me how you felt when you got off that damn thing. How'd you feel? How'd your body feel? I mean, young, old, don't make no difference. I guarantee you have the same feeling. Hurt.
Oh yeah. Look, and I'll tell you, there's a certain matter of fact, I can say who they are because the dudes their president, I've talked to their national cabinet, they're very proud of the fact that they are exclusively a sport bike club. They've been around for a while. They're called LOD. It stands for Legion of Doom. These guys restrict the type of, if you're in that club, it don't matter what state. If you're in that club, you are on a sport bike that has it's a minimum of 600 cc's, and it's considered a sport bike, crotch rocket. There's a misnomer out there when people say, "Oh, I got a street bike," and when they say street bike, they think they're talking about a sport bike. But a street bike is technically something like a Dyna is a street bike, a doggone what do they call it? 883 Sportster is a street bike. It's a bike that's made for the street versus a dirt bike, which is made for the dirt. So street bike is just a lot of cats in Florida for some reason call sport bikes street bikes, and they're not. But no, I'm with you though, because and even though I used to race sport bikes, I was in a club that started off as a sport bike club, and it didn't take long for that to change. This is a lot of years ago, but I'm with you on that though. So LOD exclusively sport bikes. They dictate to membership what sort of motorcycle they're going to be on. But that also, like you just said, it tells you a lot about what kind of riding that club's going to do. Because if everybody's on a sport bike, you ain't going to see them every time you go to some weird ass place out of town, unless you just happen to run into the chapter that's local to the area that you just rode 2,000 miles to get to. You know, they ain't pounding the ground for real. They're going to rip it up in their town. You know, that's kind of
right.
about it. But every now and then, now I will say I have seen some younger folks, you know, ride a little something, you know, like put some miles on a sport bike. But typically when you see them, they're 25, you know, that means years of age, you know, 25 years of age. But like what we did this weekend, you ain't gonna see a whole lot of that. You know, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see some trailers with them bikes on it, and they're gonna take them off the trailer when they get where they're going, do that, and then, you know. But so,
oh Lord, yeah. I mean, think about it. When you see them big bikes, the big baggers with the 26s on the front and all that, they ain't riding them shits.
No, hell
they
no.
Throwing them bitches on a trailer. They're gonna trailer it there. They're gonna ride up and down the street. And you know what I mean? They got the custom paint job and all that job. So they're gonna ride it up and down the street, and then they're gonna pull that damn thing back on that trailer. They're gonna take it back home, put it back in the garage, and wait for the next time. They're not really riding that bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? I was, on the other hand, you know, it's riding. Number one, the damn thing dirty. Number two, you got about 1,000 bugs on the windshield. Three, when you pull up at the gas station and just see how dusty ass is just coming off the damn bike, you walking around like you about half crippled because you just stay on that bike for so many hours that your ass is hurting, your back hurting, your shoulder blades hurting, and you walking like you're about half invalid anyway. You know what I mean? Then you know that you've been riding, and it takes you. And once you do a ride like that, it takes you probably a day, sometimes two, to actually get back right again. You know what I mean? Because it takes a toll on you.
Remember,
you know, so
show where we were talking about getting your mind, your body, and your machine ready for the road. You know, those out of town trips. When we had talked about that, while we were having that conversation, there wasn't one person that either called in, commented, or joined the show that night that was talking about a sport bike, because every single one of those people was on a different type of cruiser. You know, the one dude was on an M109. That one girl, Foxy, was on her Harley. You know, so everybody had a different version of the story. Doggone, not Hood, but Prophet, which, by the way, Prophet, we seen you. Shout out to Prophet. We saw you watching us tonight, sir. We always appreciate it. We support you. You support us, and we love that. But yeah, Prophet was on his Harley, you know, and but yeah, Oh, speaking of which, so the other question was, speaking of the trailer. So this dude asked me at the hotel because it only had limited parking, and he said, "Hey, I pulled in and I'm taking some bags out of the, taking my bags out of the damn tour pack and whatnot." Dude say, "Hey, where'd you park your trailer?" I said, "Excuse me." He said, "Your trailer." He goes, "You're not from Daytona, are you?" I said, No. I said, I'm from way down south. He said, "Yeah, okay, cool. Where did you park your trailer?" Because he goes, "I'm parked in the restaurant down there, and they said I couldn't stay there, and I got to go back and move it." I said, "Well, no, I didn't trailer the bike." This dude looked at me like I had 3 heads. I said, well, where are you from?" He said, "Oh, I'm from," for those of y'all that know Florida, he said, "Oh, I'm from Ocala." I said, "You trailered your bike from Ocala?" He
From
goes, "Yeah,
Ocala?
yeah." And
Come on, man.
he didn't get
Come on, man.
that was some strangeness. And
That's
I
a
looked at his
3-hour
bike.
ride, man. Come
So
on.
I looked at his bike thinking, I had to double check. I'm thinking, man, it must be some elaborate, super nice show bike with the big front wheel and like this. It was a Dyna. I mean, not a Dyna. It was a Street Glide, like a regular looking Street Glide. I mean, no special bells and whistles on this joker. And he was telling me, "Oh yeah. For Daytona, that's the way to do it. Oh yeah, that's a hell of a ride. That's a hell of a ride." I'm like, "No, man, I didn't trailer the bike. I rode it." "Where from?" I tell him where from, and again, like I got 3 heads.
Right.
He goes, "Well, how long did it take you?" Like he was looking like he was expecting me to say, "Well, that ride took a month." Anyway, so
Hey, 3 hours, 3.5, actually.
yeah, from Ocala. So again, for those of y'all that's not in Florida, we're talking 3 hours. Like we did that one way leaving Daytona to go to a funeral, and well, actually, it was a 3.5 hours just to go to the funeral, 3.5 hours to come back to Daytona, which that took 5 hours to get there. But I digress. But anyway, so I guess the question is, why do you like trailering your bike so much, Archbishop? They say that
You ain't get that on there.
Oh wait, no, okay, I read it. I don't got on my
No,
glasses.
you ain't see that. I ain't never trailered my bike, not one day. Not one day.
That part, I know. Right? Look, and like for most folks, for those folks on our side of the fence, you talking about they trailer their bike. That's some offensive shit. You want to get in a fist fight? Ask that question. "Hey, how come you trailered your bike? How come you trailer your bike all the time?" Them there's fighting words. Somebody's ready to go down, right? But yeah, but let's see what folks talking about. So Bear said, Bear, all right. Bear said, "Quit making him laugh because he just spit out his Pepsi." And Big C said, "Sportster is a great start for many reasons. It's fast, it's fun. I know guys that have built up 3 for different rides." Yeah, no, that would be us. Brett says,
I mean, but a Sportster is actually a good bike, especially if you got a small frame. Them Sportsters is right. That's right down your alley there. You know what I mean? Because it's not you got the same power, just not as big. You know what I mean? And I mean, hell, I know people that have went cross country on a damn Sportster.
Look, and
so
they make it in a 1200. So you got either that 883 or that 1200, and then you got that 1200 when they do that what is it that they do that kit on it. So it's a 1200, but you're getting even more power out of that. So yeah, them Sportsters can get down. But matter of fact, I see one every now and then with our folks. I'll see one every now and again, and guess what? They do ride. They gonna ride. They even got it where you can change out the tank and put a bigger tank on the Sportster, so you're not stopping as frequently for gas. So yeah, it's a great bike to start with. So if any of y'all are thinking about, hey, coming to the dark side, getting an American-made bike, that's a great option. Great option. I think there's one thing that we didn't touch on as it relates to why a lot of us elect to ride American bikes. And you hit forward a great answers. The other thing is, traditionally speaking, when motorcycle clubs were kind of first forming up in the United States, there's a lot of cats who they came from the military. So these are folks that, you know, that got from either familiar with bikes while they were in the military, or especially overseas, and they might have rode some anything. In the Marine Corps, the first motorcycles was Kawasaki's actually, but their Harleys were, I think the Army had Harley Davidsons way back in the day. So a lot of these cats came, they were familiar with these Harley Davidsons. That was their thing. But also Harley Davidson, especially back then, this was an American made bike. So remember, those of us of a certain age, we remember how they used to say, hey, buy American. They used to put stickers on certain items in a store, says American made, right? So you wanted to buy American. You wanted to show that you were faithful to your country and so forth. So a lot of these veterans, when it came time for them to get a motorcycle, even and Harleys cost, even back then, they cost a little bit more. Folks would make they make some sacrifices to be on an American motorcycle. Our brother Highway actually made a song, and he says, I forget the exact words. He says, but it goes somewhere. That's why us 1%ers only ride American. But he actually explained that in part of his song. He was talking about the tradition of military getting involved with the MC. He talked about Vietnam and all that kind of stuff. But you know, so that's a thing too. So those of us on our level, we only ride American, and you know, so but along with all of those other reasons, you know, if you're in a different club, you might ride some anything, you know. And contrary to popular belief, there is an American-made sport bike called Buell. It's not the most popular, but so Buell, which is sort of like at one point Harley Davidson owned that company, but Buell, great motorcycles, and they do make some sport bikes. They had this one called a Thunderbolt. Oh, that thing was a wheelie machine, powerful. You know, it had as a sport bike, 1200 cc's. Oh, it was all that. You know, it just didn't catch on like you know, like the Gixxers and the ZX10s and all like that. You know. So, but it's out there for you. And let's see, Soldier. Hey, what's up, Soldier? Soldier said we got to link up soon. Feels like it's been a minute, and you are right. You are right, man. We're gonna let you know next time we're doing something over at the house, so you can slide through, man. And Frost said my favorite was speaking about highway music is hot. Frost just said my favorite was Road Kaplan, public service announcement by Highway. And he said, OFFO, RIP to Highway. So RIP Highway. If y'all get a chance, check out some of Highway's music. You can see it on YouTube, I think. I'm pretty sure you can. But hey, if y'all don't mind, we're going to take a moment for station identification, which is not really station identification, but we're going to do a quick little commercial to let y'all know that that our sponsor freaking loves us. You know, I don't know what to tell y'all, but hang on one second. Let's see what's going on there. Hang on.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Speaking of insurance, yeah, so I'll throw this out here, and I'm going to avoid the rabbit hole, I swear. But one of the features of HB 837, that insurance bill we was talking about earlier, they want to do away with attorneys. So you get hit by a drunk driver, right? You're all kinds of messed up. And you know, if you ever seen those commercials, they say, "Oh, well, you only pay if you win," and you know, we'll take your case on a contingency basis, or however it is that they say on those commercials. Well, HB 837 says if you want a lawyer to represent you with the insurance company because of your accident or whatever, sure, you can do that, but you have to pay them out of your own pocket. You have to be able to show that you didn't cut a deal with the lawyer for them to get a percentage of whatever your return is or whatever your award is from your accident. Well, most folks don't have an extra $50, $100, $200,000 just hanging around to pay a lawyer. So that takes the lawyer right out of the equation and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the idea is they don't want lawyers because lawyers know how insurance companies work and they make insurance companies pay. Even though, you know, like again, State Farm, they only paid out 5%, but you know, And one of our own folks, they actually, oh damn, I got to tell you this. A certain person, I ain't gonna say his name, but there's a certain person who's ordinarily on here every week. They basically bribed this dude to go up there and speak in support of. They bribed this dude to have him go up there and speak in support of this bill. And the reason they did it, he's a biker. He's involved with the COC and all this other kind of stuff. So they felt like, hey, after we've been going back and forth, like we need our own bikers. Is kind of the way they looked at it. So it didn't really, I mean, they pushed their bill through. Him being there, I don't think made a great amount of difference, but it did show the dirty tricks that, you know, like the level of unfair play that they're willing to go there just to do this dirt and to fuck over Floridians. But I digress. But yeah, but hold on, Brett said attorneys are great. Show some love. Man, damn them attorney. No, I'm just kidding. No, Brett, if you know a good attorney, let us know, because you know, because we be having all kinds of problems. So Brett, let us know. Let us know. But Big C says, how convenient, what do you say? How convenient for the core and sellout reps. Okay. Let's see. Fury said, if you're pulling a camper, you can't very well ride also. So it's awesome that you can take your bike with you. Okay. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but you know, and if you're a civilian, hey, yeah, absolutely do that. If you're in a club and somebody sees you try now, and again, I'm not talking about the cat that's got 4 days off work and y'all live in Michigan and you're trying to go to Daytona and you got to get back to go punch your clock, you know, and or for, you know, there's a variety of reasons as to why it makes sense to do it. But hey, if you yeah, I was saying that with a straight face.
Sound good. That sounded good. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Keep 100, man. Do it. You saw me struggling, right? You saw me struggling.
We rode from Cincinnati, Ohio to Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
In March. When we left, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. It was 15 degrees outside when we left. Now, mind you, I rode from up north to Cincinnati to meet up with everybody at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
On my way to Cincinnati, I get stopped by a state policeman. Very nice, by the way. She was very nice. And the first thing she said was, "What the fuck are you doing out here on this bike?" And I said, "I'm on my way to Daytona." She was like, "You a damn fool." I said, "Well, I'm not going to Daytona tonight. I'm going to Cincinnati. But first I got to get over this rest area because I'm froze." You know, I'm literally froze. I'm just, the bike is just going. I'm stuck in one spot, just going, froze. So she follows me to the rest area. I go in there, I unthaw and all that. She follows me to the hotel to make sure I get there. That morning, like I said, it was 15 degrees. We rode, and it didn't even get warm until we got past Savannah, Georgia. It was cold the whole damn time.
Yep.
Got to Florida. Went to Daytona. Of course, we was only there about 45 minutes, and they kicked us ass out.
Oh, damn.
Then had to turn around and ride back to Ohio. And when we rode back to Ohio, when we crossed the line from Kentucky into Ohio, it was fucking snowing.
Damn.
And by the time I got to where I was supposed to be, it was already sitting on about 1.5 inches of damn snow on a fucking bike. Now, now we rode it because we didn't have no choice. What we gonna do?
Yeah,
you gotta keep going. You know what I mean? And pray that that bike don't hit no black ice or whatever. So of course you riding down the road in the snow and your asshole pucker about this damn big because you just waiting for some shit to happen so you can bite the damn dust. Yeah. So you just praying and you just stiff as fuck and you cold and you riding. So now granted, that may have been a stupid move for us to do that shit, but we rode it. Yep. We done rode in thunderstorms. Me and my boy Standout, we rode through a damn tropical storm from Louisville, Kentucky to Ohio. And I'm talking, it was raining all it could fucking rain, and we was in the wind, and we got there. You know what I mean? Luckily, we just got some new tires the week before, but we let them motherfuckers rip. Now, I'm gonna tell you. So there is no excuse to not riding.
Look,
there is no excuse for not riding.
The brothers from Milwaukee, this is I want to say three years ago, we had some brothers from Milwaukee came down for an annual event that we have in December. And these bros came down, and I said, now in this case, knowing where they came from, and everybody was on a motorcycle, I'm like, somebody cheated. Somebody cheated because it's in December, and I know what Milwaukee's like in December. I'm like, y'all got a trailer back at the hotel, right? Them fools like, nope. We rode, and then this dude showed me something that I did not know existed. I don't know whether he made it or you actually bought it, but he showed me in his tour pack he had chains, you know, like you put on a car tire in, you know, up north in the winter. He had them for his motorcycle. I ain't never even heard of such a thing.
I ain't never seen them.
I ain't never seen it. So that's why I said I don't know if he made it or whether that's something that you can buy. I'd love for somebody to tell me the answer to that too.
Man, I'd be scared as hell to ride a bike with a chain on. Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And the rest of he was the only one that had that, but the rest of the dudes were telling me, oh, they got heated gloves and heated grips and, you know, this, that, and other thing. But dude said, he says, yeah, he says, when we left Milwaukee, it was 22 degrees when they left, and they rode all the way. I'm like, damn, that's bad. That's
right.
like me.
So you can imagine as you riding. Now, granted, the temperature may have been 22 degrees, but as you speed up, it gets colder. You know, so I'm gonna tell you that ride right there, I made a mistake, and we all stopped, and everybody was trying to get warm, and I went in the bathroom, and my hands was froze to the point that I put them up under the dryer, and I couldn't feel the heat. Wow. So I cut the hot water on and stuck my hands in that hot water. And when I did, all you felt was ting. It just felt like needles and pins.
Yeah, I've done that before, and that ain't no fun.
It took 6 months before I got the feeling back in my fingertips because I did that. Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. You know, when I was younger, rain, snow, sleet, hail, any of that. When I was a probie, I rode in 2 different hurricanes while I was a probie because they say you gotta go. But now it's like I can't tell you the number of times where I left the house in cold weather, you know, raining, you know, damn near felt like in the tropical storm. I'm in Florida, tropical storm conditions, you know, or like raining and cold. But that was because it was either a gotta do it, some mandatory such and such, or when I was a probate. But yeah, now it's like, and it's like people keep going, why don't you buy some cold weather gear? Because I'm scared. I feel like if I need cold weather gear, I don't need to be there. but you know, but that ain't never stopped us. You know, you still gonna ride.
Now the cold weather gear does help. Now, you know what I mean? I got the little plug in for my liners and my jacket. And then I got another jacket I can put over top of that. I can put an actual battery pack in, and it heats up and all that. So all that stuff pays off. Trust me. When you up north, Midwest, north, that stuff pays off. Now, I know this one guy, and it wasn't. He was on his way back from Detroit. Yeah, and he was wet. Okay, so and it was cold. Yeah. So he figuring that he gonna hurry up and, you know, he speed up and he dry off quick. So he got cold. Yeah. So he stopped at Walmart and he bought them, you know, the little hand warmers that you buy in the pack that you shake up and put them on. Yeah. So he went and got them and some tape, and he taped them on his chest, on his arms, and on his legs. He got on the bike and he took off, and he got about maybe 10 miles down the road. And they was heating up, you know what I mean? The wind hitting them, and heating up. And then it got downright unbearable. So he hurried up, pulled that damn bike out. He's pulling clothes. He pulling them damn thing. It was burning his ass up. Because them damn heat packs,
Yeah.
The more air it gets, the hotter it gets.
Okay.
Man, he had burn marks all on his chest,
damn.
on his. I mean, because I'm telling you, it got him. It got him.
Oh, damn.
You know? Yeah,
That's some scary
them
shit.
suckers will burn you. Right. You know what I mean? So, like normally you open them up, you just shake them up a little bit, throw them in your gloves and your socks or whatever, and you fine. But
You say you put them in
the
your
more
sock?
air that hits them, yeah.
Okay,
You can put them in your sock and your boot, stuff like that, and it'll keep them. I mean, it'll keep your feet warm or whatever. But the more air it gets, the hotter it gets. And he had them taped.
Oh shit!
Oh, mind you, he got a hurry chest at that. So he had these damn things taped on, and then he trying to hurry up and try to snatch these damn things off him. I mean, he's snatching off patches of hair, and he was.
I would pay money to see that.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Now he can tell you the story, man, and then he can tell you the story about it, man. And when you every time I listen to him tell that story, I just crack up laughing because you know what I mean. It was the funniest shit ever.
Somebody asked me a few weeks ago, said, "Man, all y'all bikers got these crazy names. How does that happen?" Then I guess it's on the subject we're talking about. But how do you bikers get these crazy ass names? Well, I can guarantee you, if that brother you're talking about that ripped off them heat patches, if that happened while he was a prospect, they'd probably be calling him like Burn Patch right now, or something like that. I know this one dude from a club over in St. Pete, and he's not in that club no more. But when he was a prospect, he had been in the hospital for some diuretic situation or whatever. They had him taking these pills, and these pills, this medicine that he took, made him have to pee, and he had to use the bathroom a lot. And they was doing a ride up. Speaking of which, they was riding to Daytona, and on the way to Daytona, he had to pull over. And when you're riding in your pack, if you gotta go, you gotta go. So every time he pulled over, the whole pack is pulling over, and he's a probate at the time. So, and he pulled over on the way to Daytona like 5 times. By the time they got back from Daytona, his road name had been decided, and his road name was Outhouse, and so they called him Outhouse until the day in fact, they still call him out. He's not in that club no more, but he still, he comes around and so forth. And he's, "Hey, Outhouse, what's going on?" I said, "Dude," I said, "I know your name is Chuck. Why the hell do they call you Outhouse?" And he told me the story. I'm like, "Yeah, there's another one." That's what happens. That's how you get these crazy ass road names. So along with the theme of tonight, like the who, what, when, where, and how the hell why do we do some of this crazy shit? The crazy names, there's a story behind every crazy ass name that you done heard some biker get called. By the way, Valid Nutrition says rockets, talking about Crotch Rockets, SportBikes, said rockets are for kids, Harley touring scoots are for OGs. Okay, I got to co-sign that. I'll go with you on that one. Big C says Milwaukee in the wintertime ain't Canadian border. Minnesota winter. Just saying, I've rode that to Green Bay many winters. Okay. Heather, our moderator, says yes, change for bikes are real. You can use large zip ties in an emergency. Okay, and she would know where she is because she's up there in some cold ass weather. Bear, who's clearly drinking tonight, he says, "Spot on, AB." He's been drinking.
Stop hating, bro. Stop hating, man. Stop hating, bro.
The hate be just oozing out, right?
Damn, man.
Big C says,
"Here, you get your little bit of this."
No,
get your little bit of this. Some of this. This is anti-haterade.
Anti-haterade. Right, I need some of that. Give me a couple of shots. Fury said, "Riding with Baca, we go no matter what the weather," and I'm glad y'all do. Baca, for Baca, look, we got big love for Baca. I seen some Baca up there in Daytona, man. We dig what y'all do, and we love the fact that y'all do that. But Fury saying, "Hey, riding with Baca, we go no matter what the weather is," because a lot of times somebody's dependent on y'all. She said we had a snowball fight 2 years ago with these kids. We ain't cagers against child abuse. Okay, that would be that's bikers against child abuse. So that's what's up. And then Bears Will said, "Fury, Big C said it is negative 40 degrees where he is right now. And Bear says it is a balmy 33 degrees in Cincinnati right now. And man, Bear, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you're allowed to leave Ohio. You know that, right? You can leave. It's not against the law no more. We's free. We's free. Doggone Fury said I layer, looking like a big fatty with all those layers and a full face helmet. Let's see. Creature says, let's see. Caesar Tang said I got burn marks on my thighs from them. Let's see.
Oh, she's using them heat packs. Betcha.
Them heat packs. So clear. That's a real
I'm
thing.
telling you, man. I'm telling you, it'll get you warm, but it'll burn your ass up. I'm telling you.
See, and you know, here's the crazy thing. I'm glad you said that because look, I got some of them in the garage and just never think to use them, and now I might not. But let's see. Weldon RP says 2019 got caught in 8 inches of snow in Valley, Colorado. Or I think he meant in Bell, Colorado, riding from northern Wisconsin to Las Vegas in the middle of May. Right. And let's see. Justin Taylor is saying, good evening, Harley. Hella oil leaks, so it should be easy to ride in the snow. Okay. Could you give him some of that anti-haterade? Because somebody else needs, so you got to share that shit. Big C, what are you talking about? Oh, Alaska. Let's see. You can't have them on your, he says you can't have them on your skin. It'll mess you up, which I'm beginning to believe that. All right.
I tell you, that shit'll burn your damn soul, man.
Shit. Okay. Who the fuck thought Florida gets so cold? LMAO. So that's look, Mikey. I promise you, it actually. And look, so what we think is cold in Florida, other folks
ain't cold.
It ain't cold. It ain't cold.
It ain't cold.
When it's 40 degrees here, you'd have to put a pistol to my head to make me go out in 40-degree temperatures and ride to 7-Eleven, let alone ride to another state. You know, if I got to do it, I'll do it. You know, if some mandatory, gun to my head, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But on purpose, because I know Heather has. It could be 12 degrees outside. She's gonna bundle up and go ride, and then post pictures on the Big Boneyard page because that's what she do. Because she rides her shit. I can't. I'm just saying, I can't even enjoy the ride if I'm concentrating on how damn cold it is. But that's just me. You know, I've been in Florida a lot of years, so I'm acclimated to Florida temperatures. But yeah, Mikey, I promise you, it does get cold. It's Florida version of cold because it was cold last night. I could see my breath at the stoplight. Yeah, that happens in Florida, and I'm how do they call it? Prejudice. Yes, I'm prejudiced against cold weather. It's against my religion too. So there's that part. Holly said I have a scar on my stomach from a Hot Hands body warmer. People is getting fucked up by these.
I'm telling you, man. That shit would tear you up. Like it's a good idea when you think about it. You were like, okay, well, that's gonna keep me warm. But I'm telling you, the more air that hits it, the hotter it gets. And by the time you realize it, you already layered up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So once it gets to burning, you try to hurry up and get that shit off.
I want to share one thing. So in case y'all thought we forgot, we didn't. We have been getting so many in regard to we have Wise has his Wise-isms. I just be talking my same regular shit. We don't got a name for me yet. But in regard to the name for those gems that Archbishop consistently drops, we've got it down to about I think we whittled it down to like 5 of them. I'm not gonna say them because I don't want nobody to pick up on those.
We ain't came up with the actual one yet. So like I said, if you still got some ideas, you still got time to drop them. It will be brought up on the next show. We will have it by then. So anybody that may have another idea, something, just drop it in. I mean, although the ones that we got is some good ones. Yeah. I'm ready to see one that kind of knocks it out the park. Because I got an idea as to what I want to call it, but I want to see if somebody come close to it.
Gotcha. All right. So and that's more like to keep it fair. So definitely if you and y'all know how to get us, you can throw it on here. Definitely, you got all our socials and all like that kind of stuff. But the best thing to do, go to the Big Boneyard Facebook page or the chat or something like that. Throw it out there and put it like, if you do that, then nobody else can go back and say, oh no, that was me. And we'll look at the date when it was posted and so forth. So, and again, we might pick a couple of them. I mean, he's going to pick one name, but if we get a couple of 3 good ones, we'll probably send you something too. But yeah, y'all don't be shy. Like, hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking on that. And Ed said, moved to Florida from Spokane last year. He goes, this is paradise. We had days on rides in Washington where we hit rain, sleet, snow, wind, and sunshine. So no more of that. He don't deal with that no more. Beakers, thanks to Frost, he forgot to hit it. Oh, so speaking of which, in case I didn't say, I know Frost always puts it out there, but if you're still here rocking with us, make sure take a minute. It takes 5 seconds to hit the like button. Definitely make comments, share this with everybody. Go to your social media and share this. If you're watching us on Facebook, we appreciate it. We can't always see it. So YouTube is always good because we can actually see all of your comments and see who you are and all like that kind of stuff. But definitely make sure you hit the like button. That helps the algorithm, helps us out, and we appreciate it. Plus, we know that y'all are watching and like this shit. So, doggone, Big C said, I got one of those expensive day-long names. A name I forget, 1,000-mile seats, has heat, and it works. I heard about those, the heated seats that go on a bike. Yeah, that's some of that old fancy bougie stuff. When I grow up, I'm gonna get me one of them. And OG Puppet. The worst is in a sandstorm. Now that I've not had. I went through Orlando one time and they was doing some construction. The wind blew and got hit with sand, and that lasted for about 30 seconds worth of the ride. That was very unpleasant. I can't imagine riding through a damn sandstorm. That's like some of that biblical type shit,
You know what? There was a friend of mine that did a cross country, and he went through the desert and got caught in a sandstorm. And when he came back, everything it looked like you had took his bike and just put it on one of them machines, and it just blew the paint off his shit. Like his brake calipers, everything. It just blew the paint right off of it.
Damn.
Anything that was metal that was on that bike that had paint on it, it just took the paint right off of it.
Oh damn. All right. What state was that?
He was going through the desert and going through Arizona.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Damn that. All right. So I just need to know where not to go. Because
I mean, like it completely Big C. It just completely sandblasted his bike.
See, man, I'm not lying. I'd be in my motherfucking feelings about that, because all right, so on the Raider, back when I was a probie, the bike was it's still blue, but I took that what do you call that stuff? That black spray paint stuff that you can peel off. You
talking about that dip? You talking about that
the plastic dip? Yeah. So I used the plastic dip, sprayed that on there, and I got good with it. I could touch it up, and it was good all the time. But the bike needed to look a certain way. If I went through all of that and then got sandblasted, or just your regular paint, and you're gonna get it sandblasted the hell off. Oh man, and who you gonna cuss out? Because that's an act of God. You gonna get mad at God now? You just fucked and get ready to spend some money to get it repainted, I guess. Mr. Switch said, "Don't let Florida think that you're fun you're fun to ride all year. Welcome to the rain state." Oh yeah, facts. Welcome to the rain state, bitches. Because
it's about rain season.
Oh yeah.
Every day, same time.
Oh, yeah.
Every day, same time.
What they say, if you don't like the weather in Florida, just wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hit the rain season start, and you're gonna hit every day between 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little storm gonna come through.
Oh yeah.
Wet everything up. Then the sun gonna pop back out, and you're gonna overheat. It's gonna be hotter than damn blazes outside. You're gonna roast.
The thing I learned about Florida is like this. if you're a biker in Florida, be prepared to change clothes all damn day. You know, 'cause, okay. So Friday,
And you
in the
see stuff
Daytona.
where it's like, you ever seen stuff like you be like here in Florida? I ain't never seen it nowhere else. That right there, I was just getting ready to say that. How
Oh
you
yeah.
can be across the street and it be pouring and don't be
Yeah.
no rain over on this side of the street. It's
Yep.
just like,
That
kind of like you
is
just say piss on you on this one and you good over there.
true.
You know what I mean?
That is, look, that's some legitimate Florida shit. Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch that on like the Flintstone or Captain Caveman, where that one dude would be walking and it would just be raining on him. Right. That happens in real life in Florida. That's like some real life shit. Like, damn, what the hell? But yeah, I've walked from this part of the house, like in the front yard, it's raining. I remember this like from years ago. I was married back then, and I went to cut the grass, and as I'm cutting the grass, it started raining. So I go running to put the lawnmower up so the rain won't get in. And halfway through the yard, it wasn't raining no more. And you know, my brain, I hadn't lived in Florida that long at that point. So I was like, the hell? And I turned around and looked. That part of my yard, it was pouring down. Right here where I'm standing, oh, it was fine. And I'm thinking that was one of those. Hold on, where's that button? This was like me with the. Hold on, I was like this. It was some strange shit. I'm like, but yeah, that's some old Florida shit, man. Facts. So y'all come to
Yeah, that
Florida,
mean he was. That mean the big man was half pissed at you, not fully.
Yeah. That's it. Must have been. I don't know what I did half right or half wrong, but yeah, that's what that was. But yo, I tell you what. So we had a great time in Daytona. Got a lot of stuff done, and the best part about Daytona was coming back and being able to chop it up with everybody that's watching us tonight. And so look, we want you. If y'all got some names for those gems that Archbishop is dropping, you got 7 days to hit us up with, literally even up until the day of. So like throw them out, let us know what you're thinking so we can go ahead and go ahead and bless somebody, break you off with a nice Big Boneyard t-shirt. And we want to hear from you anyway. But other than that, man, I don't got too much more. I just thank y'all for being with us. Oh, by the way, y'all notice I got this whole raccoon thing going on. That comes from sometimes when you ride your motorcycle and the sun is out, you get what they call a tan. Yes, black people do get tans, and if we wear glasses, then we end up looking like this. That's why we got that whole thing going on. But now Archbishop, you know, because God has blessed him, he looks like that all the time. By the way, they was talking about you and your gun show today. Did you have a permit for your guns? I got guns too, but I left them. I left them downstairs. But you know, I got some. I'm just saying, I got some. You know.
Yeah, I'm selling tickets to the gun show next week.
Fuck you, Magic
Tickets
Mike.
to the gun show.
Hey, fuck you, Magic Mike. With all that.
See, now you can't tell everything. See, let me get that. Let me get that back. Let me get that back.
All right.
Let me get that back.
What's that?
My business.
All right. Yo, but I tell y'all what, man, thank y'all for joining us tonight on the Big Boneyard. Y'all keep watching. Hit us up on the Facebook page. If you've not done it, definitely before we leave, hit the like button. Definitely make sure you share this with some folks. And you know, next week we're going to be talking about some other things. We're going to catch y'all up to speed about what, if anything's going on with the HB 837. We're going to talk about whatever name them gems is. And you know, we always going to have something good for you. And Brett, if you need a lawyer, call Brett. I think she knows one. You know, oh damn, Brett done put us in timeout. She just said so. Said we got to go to the damn timeout. Damn. See, I thought she had gone already, so we wasn't gonna say nothing. But anyway, you got anything to tell the folks, brother?
You know what? This was a fun show. It was a fun show. We got some laughs out of everybody. Got them, you know. So I appreciate everybody come on, and like I said, we're gonna keep it pushing for another week. Like I said, keep dropping drop your ideas, your memos, and all that. We watch them. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like some of them comment on there. Some of them I go on there and actually answer you back on a couple of things. And like I said, y'all keep doing what you're doing. That allows us to keep doing what we're doing. Appreciate you.
Right on, right on. Wait a minute. Frost said I skipped his comment on the shirts. Hold on, wait a minute. What did he say? Hold on. Is that it? Still, oh, damn. Oh shit, I did skip that. He talking shit. Hold on. Frost said, still waiting on mine. Don't let him play. Don't let him play. He got horse and buggy delivering the shirts. It's not horse and buggy, it's carrier pigeon. Everybody knows carrier pigeons are safer than the horse and buggy. Everybody knows that. Anyway, let me shut the fuck up. Hey, y'all, thank you for joining us here on the Big Bone Yard, and we're gonna see y'all back again in 7 days. We'll be back.
7
All
days.
right, y'all. Thank you.
Peace.
Welcome to the Big Bone Yard. Enter at your own risk.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.